Buenos días y bienvenidos. Hoy vamos a hablar de los pronombres de objetos indirectos con los verbos gustar y encantar. So today we're going to talk about indirect object pronouns and the verbs gustar and encantar. I know it sounds a little scary, but you've actually already seen most of this, so let's get right to it. Necesitas tu cuaderno, un lápiz u un boli, unas tijeras, alguna cintura y un papel como eso. Es posible que tu papel es un color diferente. You might have a different colored paper. So, para empezar, to begin. Abran los cuadernos en la próxima página. So please go to the next page of your notebook. I am not entirely certain that mine is up to date, so I'm going to go to página 21. Y we're going to put los verbos gustar y encantar. Encantar. And la fecha de hoy es el 19 de diciembre 2016. So what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about the verbs gustar y encantar. And we've seen these before. You'll remember to say that I like something. And these are verbs of liking, so let's put that in here. Verbs of liking. And they work a little bit differently than most verbs. So for instance, me gusta la pizza. We translate this as I like pizza. However, if it's I like, why isn't this gusto and where's the yo? So what this really says, the literal translation of this, literal translation, is pizza is pleasing to me. And you might say, that's crazy. Where do you get that? You almost have to read the sentence backwards, okay? Pizza is pleasing to me. I have pizza, I have gusta, they're both singular. That works better. But we don't speak like this in English, so we translate it usually as I like pizza, okay? So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the little words in front, which are called indirect object pronouns, and then we're going to take a look at the differences between gusta and gustan. So let's start off with 1. Indirect object pronouns. They're called indirect object pronouns because in this case they translate as to someone, a person. So this has to be a person, okay? There are other ways of using indirect object pronouns. We're going to concentrate only on to someone, okay? They are placed before the verb. They are placed before the verb. And in this case, they are placed before the verbs gusta or encantar. So, por favor, take this paper, este papel, y las tijeras, y corta el rectángulo. So please cut out this rectangle. Pause the video here and come back when you've finished. Oh, hey, presto changeo, thanks to some movie magic, I now have this wonderful square that's been cut out, or this rectangle. If you would please cut along these solid lines, do not cut past the dotted line, do not cut on the dotted line. Because we have to fold these afterwards, you might want to fold them first. So I'm going to fold mine first. Okay, and then I'm going to cut on these lines only. Just like this. Pause the video here and come back when you have finished. Presto changeo, thanks to some more movie magic, we have this really great flappy shutter thing. And we are going to put in two things. We are going to put in the indirect object pronoun, and we're also going to put some extra words in. I'll explain why in just a moment. But first, I'm going to label this side singular, where we'll put all of the singular object pronouns, and on this side, I will put plural. And this is where we will put all of the plural object pronouns. Okay, so we're going to add the extra stuff in parentheses. So a, me, in parentheses, me. A, ti, te. A, l, and make sure you put in your accent. Le. A, ella. Also le. And down here, a, usted. Le. And then on the plural side, we have a, nosotros, nos, a vosotros, and you would expect this one to be vos, but it's not. It's os. So please make sure you know that that's os. And then we have a, ellos, in parentheses, then les. Same thing with a, ellas, les, and a, ustedes, les. Now, really what these words in parentheses are for, they serve two purposes. One is to give extra emphasis. A mí me gusta, I really like. Or, in the case of the les and the laces, because you have three of them, they serve to differentiate your subject. So, a él, or al señor Romano, so who we're talking about. So it's either for emphasis or to avoid confusion. Okay? So let's go through and figure out how these translate. So, a mí, and I'm going to draw lines here. So that I'll know where my boxes are. Okay. So, a mí me gusta is to me. A ti te is to you, for two. A él is to him. A ella is to her. And a usted is to usted, which is you, polite or formal. A nosotros is to us. A vosotros is to you, and this is plural familiar, so the plural of two. A ellos is to them, masculine or mixed group. A ellas is to them, dealing with a group that is only feminine. And a ustedes is to ustedes, which is you, plural. Okay. All right, now, por favor, we're going to put some tape on the center back of this, a couple of tape loops. So take a piece of tape. If you don't remember how to make a tape loop, fold it, the sticky side out, just like that. Squash. And one more. And then you will open up your notebook and place that on the page. Pause the video here while you tape this into your notebook. And we're back, taping this into the notebook. Okay. So I'm going to put over here that a blank person. I'm going to put it in a box because I like boxes. They're a good way of organizing information. Means to someone, and it has two uses. One, emphasis, or two, to avoid confusion. So for instance, a mí me gusta, whatever it is you like, or in the case of le or lace, we could have a ella le gusta el hielo. So she likes ice cream. Hielo. And we know that it's her instead because we have specified a ella. So the next part of this is putting it together with the gusta and the encanta. So here's what I would like to do with part 2 of our notes. Part 2. Gusta or encanta versus gustan / encantan. And when do we use each? This is a very good question. So A, use gusta or encanta when one, it is followed by a singular noun. So our earlier example. Me gusta la pizza. I like pizza. Nos encanta la clase de español. We love Spanish class. Okay, so that's part 1 for using gusta. Part 2 for using gusta when it is followed by an infinitive. Remember, it has to end in R. If it doesn't end in R, it's wrong. So, me gusta bailar. Nos encanta dormir en clase. We love to sleep in class. And it can be followed by either an infinitive or more than one infinitive. Les gusta bailar y cantar. So it doesn't matter how many infinitives. And let's actually call that out. If it is followed by an infinitive, one or more infinitives. Okay? Now, part B of this is the one where we frequently get messed up. So part B. Use gustan or encantan, encantan when it is followed by a plural noun or a series of nouns. And what does this look like? Te gustan tus clases. You like your classes. Les encantan los dulces. They love candy, so this is a plural noun. So how about me? Me gustan el baloncesto. I like basketball. Y el fútbol. So I like basketball and soccer, so more than one noun. Okay, things to remember. Things to remember. You always need the me, te, le, nos, os, les. Okay, so that's 1. 2. The a blank part is optional. And 3, placement of no. So how to make it negative. So let's look at this. No me gusta la ciencia. I don't like science, which is not true, but it is a negative sentence. What if I really don't like science? A mí no me gusta la ciencia. Or we have a nos, no nos, encantan las matemáticas. We really do not love math. Matemáticas. Okay? So these are ways to use the placement of no. All right, and the fourth thing you need to remember is gusta or encanta equals single item or verbs, while gustan and encantan equals plural items. Okay? So, por favor, al índice. Y en el índice tenemos es el 19, 12, 16, and my index is not up to date. And this is página 21, and this is los verbos gustar y encantar. Gracias. Adiós.